Happy birthday, President Gerald Ford. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Bill K.O.E., here for another presidential birthday toast. It is the 14th of July, and that is the president's birthday for one Gerald Ford. So, on his birthday, I'm going to make Gerald Ford's favorite drink, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Martini. He was actually well known for loving martinis. Now, the most important ingredient to martini is gin. The gin that I'm going to use is one that's a little different. Good Life gin, made right here in Nebraska, St. Paul, Nebraska. Now, why Good Life gin? Why a Nebraska gin, you might ask? That is because President Gerald Ford was born right here in Nebraska, in Omaha, Nebraska. So he is one of Nebraska's own. He was originally born under the surname King, and he changed his name because he was adopted by Gerald Ford, and he adopted the name Gerald Ford Jr., and he kept it ever since. He also played football at the University of Michigan. For anybody that is really into college football, he was one of those athletes that actually played both ways. He was a center and a linebacker, which is pretty interesting. So, here we go, folks. We're going to make a martini in honor of President Gerald Ford. Now, the way you make a martini, it's typically 2 parts gin, 1 part sweet vermouth. That already smells better than some gins I've already had. You want to get it all the way up. With Japanese measuring cups, with Japanese jiggers, you need to make sure that you get it all the way to the top. Otherwise, you're not at a true 2 ounces. And same with the 1 ounce cup. Now, also, interestingly enough, President Ford was an Eagle Scout, and it's another reason I actually have to give the man his proper due. I was in Scouts myself. I did not make it to Eagle. I didn't make it anywhere near Eagle, but I was in Scouts, and it was a very formidable learning experience for me as a very young man. And yes, the man actually did lead a fairly interesting life. Gerald Ford also has the unique distinction of being the only man to serve the office of the presidency without having been elected president or vice president, which is fascinating, really. Because normally, I mean, we've even had Dick Cheney assume the office of the president for about 4 hours, but he had been elected vice president, so it wasn't quite as unprecedented. Now, what we got here, got to have a little bit of ice. And I'm using it to chill my cup here. All right, folks. Now, it's just very classic. You want to put in your sweet vermouth, your 2 ounces of gin, and you want to shake it vigorously over ice. Now this, folks, is, if you check out the Dog and Chicken Show or Big Bucket Entertainment, this is Chicken's favorite part right here, where I shake up the drink. It's his favorite. He loves it. He absolutely, this is Chicken. Here, Chicken, good old buddy, old pal, this one's for you. That one was just for you. In fact, Chicken, wait a minute. K.O.E. Nation, everybody at Dog and Chicken Show and Big Bucket Entertainment, I got a favor, and its only cure is more martini shaking. Oh, yes, that is a well-shaken martini, folks. That is a well-shaken martini. So, just for you, Chicken. And now, there you are, folks, a martini. And a martini typically has one of two different garnishes, either a lemon twist or an olive. I'm opting for the classic olive. So, we are going to very soon give a shot. There we are. The first ever martini of extreme. You are here to see it, folks. This one is for President Gerald Ford, made of Nebraska gin, because he was born here in Nebraska. He did assume office under less than ideal circumstances. It was post-Watergate, which I'll get deeper into that when we get to the Richard Milhouse Nixon episode, but you really can't mention the Gerald Ford legacy without at least mentioning that's how he ascended to the presidency. Because he was a minority leader of the House. So nobody ever thought they'd see Gerald Ford be president 3 years before he became president. So the fact that he was able to rise to the office just due to consensus, just everybody agreed, you know, this is a pretty nice guy, I think he can handle it. That speaks volumes to the character of the man. So, folks, now, let us all raise our glasses. Whatever you may have, in this instance, I have a martini in honor of Gerald Ford. Raise your glass, whatever you have, and let's honor the 38th president of these United States, Gerald Ford. Happy birthday, Mr. President. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. So, folks, whatever you're using to honor the presidents, I hope you try to keep up as much as you can, but this is a way to connect with those who came before and a way to connect with the past and a way to understand it. We all have to unwind at the end of the day one way or another. So, folks, let's raise our glasses one more time to one President Gerald Ford. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Like, share, subscribe, and stick around for all the K.O.E. content that's yet to come. Folks, we are only getting started. So as I am known to say around here, all that being said, this has been my presidential toast to one Gerald Ford. Catch you around, folks.